The 7 of us joined up with our 3 guides for the 3.5-hour drive from Clarence River rafting via Hamner Springs to the confluence of the Akron and Clarence. For the first 10 kilometres we travelled along an open valley before entering a gorge and having lunch just before Cloudy Corner Hut. Our campsite had plenty of flood debris in the nearby trees, so there was heaps of firewood for cooking. We unloaded the rafts and our guides quickly had a fire going, and before we even had our tents up, a cheese board and drinks were prepared and ready for the hungry crew. Another hot blue sky day meant lots of sunscreen was applied after a leisurely breakfast. It didn't take long to load the rafts and then off to start bouncing over some wave trains as the valley opened back out. We passed numerous large slips from the 2016 earthquake, evidence that it will take decades to revegetate. The afternoon sun was relentless, and so a few of us jumped out of the raft for a swim to cool down. A late lunch beside Elliott Creek topped up the tanks before we fought a headwind in the slower parts of the river. Some of us had another swim as we pulled up for the night beside some cottonwoods a few hundred metres below Quail Flat Homestead. We camped well back into the trees to shelter from the strong wind blowing up the river. Cody and Kate had food prep and cooking all sorted, and we made short work of the feast they prepared. Our last forecast hot day had us encountering a number of shallow braided channels, some of which were partially cleared by our guides. Cody rode the gear raft down this rapid, but unfortunately I didn't get any video.
Oh yes, you can certainly see where the debris from the landslide.
As we entered Sawtooth Gorge, the river became a bit more interesting with numerous rapids and obstacles. A near capsize of our raft and Ken taking an unplanned swim sharpened everyone's attention. The gear raft got captured by the same rock, with KC easily manoeuvring it off after a bit of excitement. As we were about to start paddling on day 4, another rafting group passed by who were culling goats and deer as they travelled down the river. Today was overcast, and without the sun to warm us, many of the party were soon wet and a bit cooler than the last few days. No swims today. These more heavily laden rafts took a bit longer to get down this rocky channel.
Yeah, there's a lot of gear there as well. They're sitting a lot lower than us.
Too many guns.
Yeah.
Who said going forward down the rapid was the only option? As our next campsite didn't have much firewood, we collected a heap of flood debris. Tonight we really appreciated the fire, and many enjoyed some hot coals under their seats to warm their nether regions. Learning from yesterday's experience, a few extra layers were worn today to maintain a more comfortable temperature. The many folded layers on the cliff face highlight the tectonic forces taking place in this region. The river now starts to braid again as it runs south to the coast. The following picture, text and dialogue will detail how this bridge was taken out during the 2016 earthquake and the river diverted. When a fault ruptures to the surface, it can shift one side of the fault vertically past the other. This can cause a large block of land to be permanently uplifted or depressed. When faults run under rivers, this vertical movement can produce a fault scarp, a wall of rock and or soil that obstructs the river's ability to continue flowing in its usual channel. This is what happened in Kaikoura in 2016. The Papatia fault ruptured and created a 6.5 metre high barrier within the channel of the Clarence River, stopping the river in its course and rapidly and permanently altering the path it takes. This left-hand side of the gorge has seen significant uplift during the earthquake, which is evident by the clean limestone which historically would have been underwater, and the darker limestone on the right-hand side that hasn't been uplifted. Casey informed us last time she rafted down here the river was running at over 800 cubics at the Akron confluence, so would have been much more here. It got a bit interesting with a large standing wave flowing up and around the highlighted bulge in the bank and a huge hole downstream. A high tide had breakers pounding on the boulder bank and flowing over it into the river estuary. We paddled across the estuary to the waiting vehicles, ending our rafting adventures on the Clarence. Huge thanks to Ben and the team at Clarence River Rafting, and especially our fabulous guides Casey, Cody and Kate. A special thanks to Esther for all the work behind the scenes organising the trip.